Good evening, everybody.
นมัสการเจ้าค่ะ
Can you hear me all right?
Okay, I can hear you.
So, yeah. Gok Singh, you're the first one in the room, so you're the first to go. How are you?
Okay, Ajahn. Ajahn, I have this question that rises in me. That is, whenever when I sit in meditation today and yesterday, so I was thinking all along I've been watching the breath, and I was thinking, do I need to train myself in vipassana meditation, insight meditation? And if so, how do I proceed to train myself in the insight meditation or vipassana? Thank you, Ajahn.
Well, it's like doing a master degree before you finish your bachelor degree. So forget about the master degree. Try to get your bachelor degree first. And the first is samatha, bhavana. You want to calm your mind, get your mind to jhana first. This is your bachelor degree before you can go into your master degree. So forget about vipassana. You can contemplate on the anicca, dukkha, anatta nature of things, but you won't be able to let go of them because your attachment is very strong, and you need jhana to dislodge your vipassana, your attachment. You need to have equanimity, the ability to remain still, resisting all your desire. If you don't have this ability, no matter how you see them to be anicca, dukkha, anatta, you still cannot let go of them. So I would recommend forget about vipassana. Do samatha bhavana until you get into jhana, get equanimity, stop your desire anytime you want. Then you use vipassana to teach your mind to give up your attachment to everything. Attachment to your body, attachment to your feeling, attachment to your emotions, your thoughts. Without equanimity, you will not be able to give up your attachment. So I don't know how to teach you how to proceed into vipassana when you don't have the prerequisite. In college, before you can take some course, you have to take a prerequisite course first before you can. In engineering, before we can take dynamics, we have to first take static first. Before we can take static, we have to take physics first. So there are things that you have to have before you can move forward to the next level. I mean, it's simple to investigate your body that is impermanent, but can you let go of it? Can you let it die without having any feeling of remorse or sadness or anything? That's what you have to do. Vipassana is simple. Let go of your attachment to your body. Let go of your attachment to the painful feeling. Can you do that? When you got fever, when you got painful feeling in your body, you reach for painkillers, or you can just leave it alone. Let the pain arise and cease by itself. That's vipassana. Painful feeling is anicca. It's anatta. You cannot force it to go away. Yeah. But you can live with it if you have equanimity, you have wisdom, if you have vipassana. If you see that it's anatta, something you cannot control, cannot just wipe it out, let it disappear from your mind. It is there. But if you have equanimity and if you have vipassana, you see that you cannot do anything with it except leaving it alone. Then you just let it be, let the painful feeling be, and just coexist with it. That's what you want to teach your mind to do. Vipassana is simple. You got so much knowledge about vipassana already. We talk about anicca, dukkha, anatta, about body, feeling, and emotions. But can we let go of them? When you're angry, can you just let the anger, just let it manifest itself without having to do anything with it? Just let it arise and cease. You don't have to go hit somebody to make you feel, get rid of your anger. You just know it's anicca. It will go away by itself eventually. You don't have to retaliate. You don't have to attack other people to get rid of your anger. So that's vipassana. Can you do that? When you have sexual feeling, can you just leave it alone and don't do anything with your sexual feeling, your sexual desire? Or you have to do something with it to relieve this feeling inside yourself. If you have vipassana, you have equanimity, you can just leave it alone and see the object of your sexual desire as asubha, as unpleasant, as disgusting. This is vipassana, but if you don't have equanimity, you cannot do it because the intense the dukkha in your mind is intense when you have this desire, and to the point where you're not able to resist your desire. Okay, so focus on your samatha bhavana first. Master this samatha bhavana until you are able to have equanimity at all times. Then when your mind starts to react, then you can use vipassana to teach your mind to stop reacting. Okay?
I will focus on the breath meditation.
Yeah, mindfulness. Mindful before you sit. Train yourself in mindfulness all day long, from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. You have to control your mind. Stop your mind first. If you cannot stop your mind when the mind starts to go wild, how are you going to do it? People acting under uncontrolled. That's because they have no mindfulness. So you have to train yourself in mindfulness to be able to control your mind all the time. Normally you can control it because you are living under normal circumstances. But when you are under different circumstances, can you control it when you're in a crisis mode? If your house is on fire, can you still remain normal like you before the house is on fire? Right? If you have some thieves get into your house, can you still remain calm as before the thieves get into your house? If you have mindfulness, you can do that. See? You can just say, keep cool, see what we can do, but we don't have to be agitated or disturbed by the event that's happening if you have mindfulness. And if you have wisdom, you say everything is anatta. So okay, just let it burn, let the house burn. It's not my house. If the thief wants to come in and take your possession, let them take your possession. It's not my possession. Just walk away from the scene and let the sleep do the pondering, and will come back afterwards when he finished. Because you know they don't belong to you really. It's just your temporary possession. When you die, you're not gonna take it with you anywhere, right? So maybe it's better just to walk away from the event, yeah. Because when you get involved with the event, you can get hurt. You know? So better just to get away, stay safe, and come back later and then rebuild. If you lose something, you can restart. Just consider yourself rebirth. You know? When you're born, you didn't have anything with you. And when you die, you don't take anything with you. Now, this is the attitude you should have in dealing with things. Then you can be detached from everything. But if you don't have mindfulness, you cannot. Your defilements, your desire, oh, it's my possession, I want to have it back. I want to protect my possession. So you might end up getting killed by fighting with the robber. So what good does it do to you? Maybe it's better just to walk away or hide yourself somewhere where the robber don't see you and let them take whatever they want. Okay, so train yourself in mindfulness first. And then when you have mindfulness, you have equanimity, you can calm your mind to keep it in equanimity, then you can teach your mind to let go. Everything is anicca, dukkha, anatta. All right. Next, Anuraji from New Zealand. Any question?
Hi, good evening, Tangajan. Yes, I have one question. Can you hear me, Tangajan?
Yes, perfectly.
Yeah, sorry. I just want to clarify one of the answers you gave the other day in your Facebook Q&A. You mentioned that Upachara Samadhi is Michcha Samadhi and it's undesirable for practice. Is Upachara Samadhi early part of fourth jhana or is a different experience?
It's
Could
different.
you please explain again? Thank you.
According to those who have Upachara Samadhi, they say you first got into the jhana, but then you don't remain in the jhana. You get out from jhana, but not back to normal level, but you go into another channel, let's put it that way, in which you start to be able to connect with other spiritual beings, or having psychic powers.
Okay.
But you have to pass through this Appana Samadhi because you have to get into the fourth jhana, and then you don't stay in the fourth jhana. You get out and enter into a different channel, somewhere between the fourth and the fifth. Let's put it that way.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
That's why the Buddha passed away. When he passed away,
In Upachara. Yeah.
He get into the fourth jhana. Then he left the fourth jhana and did not enter into the fifth jhana. So that's another channel. But this type of samadhi doesn't give you equanimity. That's the problem. You need equanimity to be able to resist your desire, to stop your defilement, to resist your defilement. So once you get to the fourth jhana, you use your mindfulness to force it to stay in there. If it wants to go into the Upachara Samadhi, you should bring it back. But people who have disability is very few, fortunately. Not everybody will be able to get into this Upachara Samadhi.
Right.
From what I heard, the teacher, Ajahn, said that maybe 5% of practitioners have this ability to enter into Upajjhara Samadhi, to have special psychic power. Some can recollect past life, some can connect with the devas and give Dhammatalks to them, communicate with them.
Right.
Some can read the thoughts of other people,
Mhm.
like your thoughts. What are you thinking right now? They can they can trace your thoughts. But this is not it's not good for the eradication of the defilement.
Oh, okay.
You cannot use this thing to eradicate the defilement. You need to have ubekkha to support your anicca dukkha anatta perception.
Yeah.
So when you get to the fourth jhana, keep it there. Should it have this ability to go connect with other spiritual beings, don't do it.
Mhm.
Bring it back into the fourth jhana.
Mhm.
But you still will be able to use this Upajjhara Samadhi later on after you become enlightened. So you want to teach other devas, you can connect with them. Like the Buddha, he connected with his mother
Mhm.
to teach her Dhamma and made her become a Sotapanna.
Yeah.
But you have to finish your work first.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you play with this Upajjhara Samadhi, you will be sidetracked
Mhm. Mhm.
and you will not be able to move up into Vipassana to get rid of your defilement and become enlightened.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Is Appana Samadhi the same as fourth jhana? Is that
Yes,
correct?
that's what you want to get into.
That's
Where the mind becomes still, not thinking,
right.
and
Yeah.
you have peace, happiness, and equanimity.
Yeah. That's Rupa jhana as well. Is
Yeah.
that correct? Yeah. Okay.
From the fourth jhana up to the other Arupa jhana just give you more
Empty.
calm. Then
Yeah.
the higher, the calmer the mind will be, the stiller
Yeah.
the mind will be.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Let me go back
Thank you
up
very
to
much.
Sajal Kar. You first came in, but you didn't come in right away.
Yeah, actually, somebody was at the door. I had to walk away. I really apologize, Dhanajan, for that. What this is like more like a comment, Dhanajan, is that the destiny or the providence actually is giving me opportunity to walk away from it. But I think my anicca, dukkha, anatta way of looking at things is actually still very, very much there, because now I'm thinking, what about my little garden? All the planting and the vegetable gardening that I like to do, and these kind of lame excuses are coming up. While I can walk away in 1.5 to 2 years after my daughter's graduation from school, for example, and take care of the matters and forge ahead. Here I'm giving myself excuses. So that means I'm not looking at it with right view, that I'm old and I won't have much time to practice. And so that's the thing, kind of it bothers me, but I'm doing a lot of thinking and the contemplation and more and more. And I think I got more of your books thanks to Jupe and books about from Ajahn Mahabua from Czech and PV recently. And I'm reading them because it's kind of that's all I can actually do because of the family situations at ground. But I'm doing a lot of thinking that what is actually tying me down and how these things are actually basically anicca, dukkha, anatta, and I have to really see it that way. Otherwise, my attachment will still stay. Yeah.
You say you contemplate it, but you don't apply it in real time. When you see your family, you forget about anicca, dukkha, anatta. See, when you look at yourself in the mirror and you forget about anicca, dukkha, anatta, you think of Sajjal.
Yeah, Tanajan, when I look at myself, this thing, only one concerns kind of genuinely stands out. That suppose you go ahead and ordain, and I'm thinking this thing, then that who's going to look after me when if I get seriously ill, that kind of thing. So these are kind of like a details kind of popping up in the head that right now at least the family may detest me, but may grudgingly take care of me, but they probably will. So these are the things, kind of the practical things, pops up in my mind.
That's because you don't see your body as anicca and anatta. If it's anicca, nobody can stop it when they get sick, get old, or die. And whether people help this body or not, it's not going to change much. So you can say, okay, if nobody look after me, so what? If I cannot look after myself, then let it deteriorate, let it just expire. Because it's gonna expire anyway, sooner or later. You don't think that way. You don't think anicca to the full limit. So if nobody take care of you, even if you have somebody to take care of you, can you stop anicca anyway? So it's irrelevant whether you have somebody to take care of you or not. It's still anicca, right? See, when you think about taking care of it, you try to resist the truth about anicca in the first place. But you don't know that. You think you are being rational. Yes, you are rational in the mundane sense of the word. But in the supramundane sense, you're not being rational. You are being delusional.
Makes sense now, John.
You must first be able to think in the supramundane level. Then you can come back and then think in the mundane level. If you think that you cannot protect your body, you cannot stop your body from dying, then you let go of this attachment to your body, then you can come back and on the mundane level and deal with it as you will normally do. If you can look after your body, fine. If somebody will help you look after your body, fine. But if there's nobody to look after your body, also fine. So, we contemplate, but we don't really apply it because we don't want to, we cannot accept it yet. So we cannot accept death. We cannot accept sickness. Even though we know it's going to happen, but we think it's somewhere over the horizon, still a long way away. So right now I have to worry about my other things first. But you don't know when sickness or death will come knocking at your door. This is how you should think. The Buddha taught the Venerable Ananda to reflect on death as the breath. If you breathe out and you don't breathe in, that's when death comes knocking at your door. If you breathe in and you don't breathe out, that's when death comes knocking at your door. And you don't know when you're going to stop breathing, right? So you must be ready from this moment onward to be ready at any time. Okay. Is that all?
That's all. Thank you, Tanajan. You answered my question very beautifully.
All right. Next, Apang from Indonesia. Apang. Siddhartha father, I think. Please unmute your microphone.
Good evening, Tanajan. I only listening Dhammatalk, Tanajan. No question today. Thanks.
Okay, fine. Then let me go to Belinda from Singapore. Where are you? Okay, go ahead.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes.
No question for today.
All right. Okay. Forrest Tom from Massachusetts, Boston.
Tanajan, can I ask you a couple questions?
That's why I'm here. You should
Okay.
ask me. Just go ahead and ask the question.
One question is, if someone did bad karma in the past, how is it possible that when they become a sotapanna, then they can stop from being reborn in hell, animal, or ghost realms?
That's because they see the path that the mind takes. So they can change the path. If the mind starts to go into a Abhaya path, he can pull it away. Sotapanna sees the path where he's walking. Why we who hasn't yet reached the Sotapanna, we don't see the path that we are going right now. We don't see that breaking up the precept will take us to Abhaya. It's only something we hear, but we don't really see it. But as a Sotapanna, he really sees it. He sees the path to Abhaya is to commit breaking the precepts. And he has strong enough mindfulness to stop his mind. Even the past karma cannot push his mind to go into Abhaya anymore.
Okay, that makes sense. And then one more question is that I noticed that often I have the desire to stop the awareness as a way to not have to deal with dukkha. So I know this doesn't work, but I just wanted to ask for advice what to do.
Stop being aware of dukkha, or stop being aware of what?
Stop being aware of anything, like go to sleep or just stop being aware so that I don't have to deal with the problems.
That's not the right way. The right way is to stop your reaction to things, because you have to live with things. You have to live with the five sensual objects. So you want to teach your mind just to leave them alone by having mindfulness, to make your mind have equanimity. So as soon as you start to react to somebody, if you don't have equanimity, you can create right there by reciting the mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. At least you have a temporary equanimity. If you keep reciting the mantra, then you cannot react to that person or thing.
Yeah, usually when I'm reciting the mantra, my mind is still reacting at the same time that I'm reciting it.
It takes time for it to take effect. It's like taking medicine. As soon as you take the medicine, you don't stop the pain right away.
Yeah.
It takes time for the medicine to work. So it takes time for your mantra to work also. Except you have strong mindfulness. Sometimes you can recite the mantra 2 or 3 times and it can stop the mind right on its track. But if you don't have strong mindfulness, you just have to keep reciting Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto until the mind become obsessed with Bhutto and forget about the object of your concern.
Okay.
You have to be obsessed with your Bhutto and forget about everything else.
Okay.
But it takes time for you to build it up, see, to become totally absorbed with Bhutto and forget about everything around you.
Yeah, sometimes I can do it at the end of an hour long of meditation, but usually during the day.
That's why you have to keep training, reciting the Bhutto. Practice make perfect.
Okay.
Just try to do it even when you don't have any need to do it, because you want to train your mind to use Bhutto effectively when the time comes. If you don't practice, when the time comes, you won't be able to pull up the Bhutto mantra, because your mind will be more obsessed with the object of your concern. So try to keep reciting the mantra, even though you find it I don't need it right now. But you want to practice like jogging. Yeah. You only run the marathon once a year, but you train running for the whole year for that marathon. Right? If you don't train, when the day comes for you to go and run on the marathon, you won't be able to make it.
Yeah.
Same way with the mantra. It's like running a marathon. You have to practice every day. Bhutto, 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 bhutto. It will become easier as you do it. So when the time comes for you to use it, it will come very easily.
Okay.
Is that all?
Yes. Thank you, Tanajan.
Okay. Philip and Adeline from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia.
Good evening, Tanajan.
Good evening, Tanajan.
We don't have any questions today, this evening.
Okay. Then Lillian from Bangkok, Malaysian living in Bangkok.
Good evening, Tanajan. I don't have any questions today, but just have one comment related to what Sajal was saying just now. I recently went to take my vaccination and I was very, very sick after that. And I realized that I just let the pain completely take over me in that 3 days. So it did make me realize that I have a really long way to go in mindfulness and I really need to practice a lot. So it's a good wake-up call for me.
Yes, yes. It's like taking a vaccine for the mind also.
Yep. So totally not mindful at all about the pain.
Yeah. Sometimes when you are overwhelmed by something, you forget your mindfulness.
Mm.
You become obsessed with trying to get rid of that thing that overwhelms yourself. And the harder you try, the more it becomes more intense.
Correct. It really became worse after that.
Yeah, it becomes worse. If you just leave it alone, it won't be, be overpowering, overwhelming.
Yep, correct.
So good for you. At least you know what you need to do now.
Yep. Okay.
You'll find that mindfulness is a very good weapon to deal with your restless mind, your agitated mind.
Definitely. Yep. Thank you.
Okay. Car Lim from Malaysia. You didn't show up last week, did you?
No. Last week I was occupied in a food bank. Yeah. Good day to you, Tanajan. I have a question tonight. Is mainly on practicing dana, sila, and bhavana. Come first as basic practices, and then only to sila, samadhi, and panya. Is it correct to say that these practices are there in order to help a person to understand and also get rid of the 10 fetters?
Yes, they are step-by-step practice leading you to eventually getting rid of all your fetters, building up your mental strength by giving dana, by keeping the precept, and by practicing bhavana.
Yeah.
And they support, each level support the next level. The lower level support the higher level. They are like steps, ladder. So if you're still obsessed with making money, then you should lessen this obsession by giving your money away. Every time you make more money than you need, give it away to charity.
Yeah, by practicing dana.
Yeah, that's dana.
Yeah, and when it comes to sila, samadhi, and panya, that will be more like advanced second level.
Yes, once you can give away your money and you don't have to work so hard, then you'll find it easy to keep the precepts.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no need to cheat. There's no need to lie to make more money because you don't need more money.
Yeah, I can see that once the dana, sila, and bhavana as the foundations, once that is more keep on practicing, the subsequent sila, samadhi, and panya, it will be like more like a subsequent flow, like continuation. Like for us, it's much more easier to practice after we have the foundation ready.
Yes. So you first have to give up your possession. Only keep only what you need. and stop looking for more possession.
Yes.
This way will allow you to have the time to go and practice also.
Yes, exactly.
If you're still obsessed with making money, you won't have the time to go meditate.
Yeah. Correct.
Right. And this obsession doesn't keep multiplying. Once you make a million, you want to make 10 million. Once you have 10 million, you want to have 100 million. It won't stop. It keep multiplying. So you need to use dana to slow down this obsession, this for money.
Right. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Understand.
Okay. Good enough?
Good enough.
All right, good. Alvin Lee from Malaysia.
Tanajan, can I ask you one question? If a person once in a while break the 5 precepts, would it be possible for the person to build strong mindfulness?
Well, it's difficult to say, because breaking the precept or not breaking the precept sometimes doesn't have to do with strong mindfulness or not. You get strong mindfulness or not by practicing mindfulness, not by keeping the precept or breaking the precepts. If you keep perfect precept and you don't train yourself in mindfulness, you don't get strong mindfulness either.
All right. But if you break the precepts, it's hard for you to achieve the jhana, right?
Well, it depends on how often you break the precepts. Once in a while, occasionally, it won't be. It depends on the type of precept you break also, how severe these precepts are, like killing someone, killing a human being, or something like this. This is strong. So strong karma and can have effect on your development of mindfulness. It means you don't have enough mindfulness to stop yourself from breaking the precept in the first place.
I see. So in a way, if you kill insects and things like this, it's still possible for you to have strong mindfulness, which will lead to...
I would not say that because I don't know the relationship.
Right.
I can only say that if you break the precept, it means you don't have mindfulness enough to keep the precepts.
Okay.
If you have enough mindfulness, as soon as you want to break the precept, you can stop it.
Right. Okay.
So this is the mindfulness on the level of the precepts. And you need stronger mindfulness to go out into the meditation level. So first you have to have enough strong mindfulness to keep the precept first before you can step up to the next level. But if you say occasionally from time to time, then maybe it might slow down your advance to the next level, but it won't stop you from advancing. If you can continue on training yourself in mindfulness, even though you might have broken the precept here and there, but if you continue on training yourself with mindfulness, you can still make your mindfulness become stronger and stronger. So I think it's more on whether you train more in mindfulness or not, rather than whether you break the precept or not. So I won't be concerned if you occasionally break the precept. Especially if it's unintentional, then it's okay. And you intentionally keep breaking the precept, then it means you're still stuck in the precept level. So it will be difficult for you to go up to the meditation level. If you cannot have the mindfulness to stop breaking the precept, how can you have the mindfulness to stop you to make your mind to become still and have equanimity? See?
Yes, it's true.
Okay, so I cannot answer your question because your question is theoretical as far as I'm concerned.
Okay, Tanajan.
So you want to keep the precept. If you have ability to maintain your precept, then you have enough mindfulness to go up to the next level. That is the level of meditation.
Okay, Tanajan.
Okay.
Okay.
Next, Jolin Tay from Singapore.
Good evening, Tanajan. No question today.
Okay. Next, Willie from Indonesia.
Good evening, Tanajan. I also don't have any question today. Thank you.
Okay. Siddhartha, also from Indonesia.
Good evening, Tanajan. I don't have any question today.
Okay, no question. Because I told you not to think, to stop thinking.
Yes, I think I'm still working on that until I'm really confident on that.
Yeah, only ask the question that matters. Don't ask questions that don't matter to your level of practice.
Yes, I try to do that.
Okay. Next, be Ravin Chinnaporn from Bangkok.
Good evening to you, Tanajan. I have a question today. I'd like to understand regarding your teachings on development of the mindfulness and cutting off the desires. My question is, why is it so hard to cut off sensual desires or the five senses than to cut off the attachment to the body? Because from my understanding, it's human nature for us to have attachment to the body, but it appears that it's actually the first step is to get rid of the attachment to the body, whereas the attachment to the sensual desires is actually harder. So maybe could
No,
Tanajan
you have to get rid of your sensual desire first before you can even practice samadhi. See? That's why you have to keep the 8 precepts. Yeah. But to eradicate it entirely is harder than to eradicate your attachment to your body. But first, you need to stop your pleasure temporarily by keeping the 8 precepts. When you keep the 8 precepts, then you cannot watch a movie, you cannot go out. You have to stay in a monastery. And this is stopping your sensual desire really, so that you'll be able to get rid of your hindrance, the sensual desire, which prevent you from your mind from becoming still, becoming jhana. Once you have this, then you can then go and eradicate the sensual desire permanently using vipassana. But you would do the attachment to your body and painful feeling first, because I guess it's easier, or maybe it is something that is more immediate that you have to deal with. If you're afraid of dying, afraid of sickness. Once you have got rid of this, then you come back and deal with your sexual desire permanently.
I've observed that whenever I come out of samadhi, I tend to lose all desires on the worldly objects. Is that the feeling that enlightened beings have? They can feel it all the time?
That's
but
right,
for me, it's just temporarily.
Yeah, you just temporarily, after a few minutes or a few hours, then your desire start coming up again. Decide to have a Coke, decide to have a beer or whatever. Oh, I'm thirsty, I need a drink. So instead of drinking water, you have to drink coffee or tea or something that has taste, has smell. But if you have equanimity, then you say, oh, if I'm thirsty, I just take a drink of water. I don't need to drink coffee, tea, or Coke or anything like that.
it's actually an interesting observation. I noticed myself after coming out of meditation to not feel hungry at all. It's
Yeah, you have contentment. See? Equanimity gives you contentment. But briefly, depending on the strength of your samadhi, how long you are in samadhi, the longer you stay in samadhi, the longer this equanimity will last, will linger. But eventually it will disappear. Then you know it's time to go back into jhana again. And you have this window of opportunity to test your mind with vipassana. See, can I give up this thing permanently? This drink permanently? Can I give up coffee permanently? Can I just drink water? When you have equanimity, you say, yeah, I can do it. I don't need anything, right?
yeah, it seems easier when there's mindfulness.
Yeah, so you want to start to eradicate your sensual desire with from the thing that easier to the thing that is harder to do. So you don't do it all at the same time. You maybe do one thing at a time. Stop drinking coffee, stop drinking Coke, stop drinking whatever, that is not necessarily not essential for your body. And you'll find that only the thing that is essential for the body to drink is plain water. So you want to stop this first. Can you eradicate this desire for taste and smell in your drinks?
I think I'm working on it. I think I still have a long way to go, but I feel that I've beginning to lose the desire to drink other drinks that's not water, and because water is healthy as well, so I try to drink as much water as possible when I'm thirsty.
Yeah. So you'll find your life is more simple when you drink plain water. Then you don't have to go shop for your favorite drinks and won't have any bad feeling if your favorite drinks ran out or you cannot restock it. Because you become addicted, you become attached to them. So you have to keep stocking these favorite drinks. Make sure that you will have it every time you need it. Without knowing that you are being a slave to your sensual desire.
Yes, and I think it's very subtle as well. Sometimes I don't realize it. The next time I realize it, I found that, I've already drank coffee. I've already had something good to eat. When did I have that desire? When I realize again, it's already happened.
See, people contemplate on vipassana on anicca, dukkha, anatta of the 5 sensual objects. But when they come face to face with them, they forgot all about that. I don't know what's the purpose of contemplation then. If you don't apply it to the real thing when you come across it.
Yes,
Okay.
but yes. So contemplation is important, but I need strong samadhi first.
You need application also, contemplation and then application of your contemplation. When you contemplate, you're not about to drink something that you like. But as soon as you start to drink something you like, you forget about what you contemplate.
Yes, it just goes out the window. I find excuses. It's easy to find excuses, but it's not the answer.
Yeah. So I just want to remind you that contemplation itself is not enough. Contemplation then followed by application. You have to apply your contemplation. What you know about this object is dukkha. Everything is dukkha, but you still go after it as if it's sukha. It is sukha, but it's like sukha, like what you call fishing when they have this hook with a small piece of bait at the tip of the hook. A fish saying, "Oh, this is sukha. This is delicious. We have this bait." But once Once it bites the bait, it also get hooked by the hook. That's when dukkha comes after. What you drink is sukha, yes. But when you run out of it, then it becomes dukkha. When you don't have any more and you want to drink it, and then that's when dukkha will come. See, and you don't see this is anicca. See, it's not always there for you. One day, sooner or later, it's not going to be there when you need it, when you want it. So what you're going to get? You get dukkha.
So it's like dukkha is hiding behind something and it will only show itself afterwards.
It hide behind sukha. It hide behind pleasure. That's why we have the sensual pleasure. So we should call it sensual dukkha, but we call it sensual pleasure. When we see, we have pleasure. When we hear things we like, we have pleasure. The only way to review dukkha is to think that of it being impermanent and being anatta. When it's not there for you, that's anicca. Anatta, you cannot tell it to be there for you when you want it to be there for you. So if you can see these three things, then you say, oh, maybe I should not depend on it to make me happy, to give me the pleasure. I'd rather be free from it. By being free from it, I get a different pleasure. I have freedom, pleasure of freedom. This is real freedom. People now, they have delusional freedom. They think the ability to do what they want to do is freedom. But in fact, it's slavery without knowing it. They're being slave to their own sensual desire.
Yes, it's like the desire to travel, but now since we cannot travel, we have dukkha because we feel we are trapped.
Yes. But if you can get rid of your desire to travel, then you find staying at home is the best thing for you. Where it's better to stay than your home, right?
More time to focus on practicing meditation.
Okay. More time to enjoy peace and happiness.
Well, thank you for putting things into perspective for me, Thanajan.
Okay.
I think that gives me a very clear picture of what I need to do.
All right. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Yen Sao from Penang.
Good evening, Thanajan. Nice to see Thanajan again. No question today, Thanajan.
No question, the same.
Yeah.
Okay. And Gary from Singapore. Gary, you have any question?
No questions tonight, Thanajan. Just listening. Thank you.
Okay. Bruce Lee from Indonesia.
No question tonight, Ajahn. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Alfredo from Brazil. Alfredo, you have any question?
No, thanks, Bante.
No question.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I have any problems with compassion, Bante? I have other people's have jealous. It's not so good compassion, Bante.
Okay.
Compassion is for enlightenment peoples.
Okay, good.
Give
Stay
money
enlightened.
other people's.
Stay
Give
enlightened
money
all the
other
time.
people's not pay me is very, very bad.
Okay. Make your enlightenment permanent. First we have temporary enlightenment. Then some other time we lose this enlightenment.
Yes.
So try to keep it permanent.
Yes.
Okay, good. Next, Sui and Jack from Vancouver. Thank you for your donation.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Thank you, Ajahn. Then Ajahn, I have a questions like from the dependent originations. We know once we have a contact, we have feelings, but during meditations, like if that painful feeling coming out. So I keep searching, but where's the contact that caused my body to feel the pain?
The contact your body with the seat that you see today.
Or that's considered the contact, like that's
Your
maybe,
body and the hard object that your body come into contact. Or like when you're being hit by someone with a post or something. That's also contact.
yeah, I couldn't find, like, during the meditation after a certain period of time, then the painful feeling coming out, right? So then, okay, because I thought like there's a contact, we come a feeling. So that even when we meditate, so there's a contact, the whole thing, like the body.
You don't really need to know the contact, because sometimes when you get sick, you also have also painful feeling. Then you have the germs contact with your body, creating the suffering for your body, the painful feeling for your body. Or your body become abnormal, not functioning properly, can also is considered to be contact with your body also.
Okay.
It's not important to define this contact. It's more important to deal with the painful feeling that arises in your body. How to deal with it. Knowing the contact doesn't make any difference whether you know the contact or not knowing the contact.
Yeah.
So it's not important to really spend your time searching for the contact and forget how to deal with your painful feeling.
Okay.
By treating it as anicca, dukkha, anatta.
Yeah. Or use mindfulness.
Yeah, to stop your reaction to the painful feeling.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my only questions. Yeah.
Let's check. Do you have any question?
No question.
She's almost enlightened. So
Very far. I'm still guilty of everything, Ajahn. All the one that people, all the problems that everybody shares just now. I'm guilty of every single one.
Okay, maybe later. Okay.
Okay.
Next, Evie from Indonesia. Please unmute your microphone. Okay.
Yeah, Ajahn, can you hear me?
Yes.
Ajahn, I want to ask about attention inward.
Can you speak a little bit louder?
I want to ask about inward attention.
Inward attention.
Yeah, inward attention. How to do it, Ajahn?
I think it reminds for you to look inside, not look outside. Instead of looking at other people, look at your mind. How your mind is reacting to other people that you see.
Oh,
because
no.
what's important is your reaction, not what you see.
Is mindfulness to do anything? No.
Yes, mindfulness is the thing that will bring your mind, will bring you to look inside, inward.
Look at our body. Look at my body inside.
At your mind, how you react to everything. And in order to bring it back, you need mindfulness, to bring it to jhana first. Once you're in jhana, then when you come out of jhana, you will know how to look inside your mind and not looking at outside. You look at outside also, but you also look at the inside at the same time to see how you react to what you see and what you hear.
When people speak to us, so I must have to thinking, how is my mind react now?
Right, whether
like that.
Angry or not angry, jealous or not jealous, so forth.
And
if you train if you have samadhi, you'll be able to see it right away. If you don't train yourself mindfulness, you don't see your mind. You just see what other people is doing, and then you react accordingly.
I understand. Yeah. Because now I am start to using this inward attention in my daily life. Yeah, I think I must do that because it will
Don't get
prevent
angry.
me.
Don't get angry
Yeah.
at your children. Don't get angry at
Yes.
your husband.
Yes, if they something, sometimes they speak like how to say.
They don't do what you expect them to do. Let's put it that way.
Yes, they scold me. My husband scold me. I just yeah, it's up to
Yeah,
him
you
lah.
should just remain.
Yeah.
You should just remain still and let him say what he wants to say.
Yeah,
Don't
and
react.
that's no problem because I didn't answer back, so there is no problem. If I scold back, there will come the new problem, right?
Yeah, there'll be more quarreling, arguing, and it might even end up fighting. You know,
yeah.
boxing, slapping.
Yes, that's
kicking.
right. And this is what happened in nowadays. All right,
Now,
Ajahn?
yeah, people don't look inside. You hear about people on the plane and fighting on the plane, right?
Yeah. So and now the problem is actually is very simple because one is scolding and one scolding again, so they fight and
That's
fight
right.
like a fireworks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand, Ajahn. And Ajahn, like this morning I did a meditation and I read so up to 108 times. I feel I have to try properly to be able to actually read and remember them one by one. This really takes energy, Ajahn, mind energy. But over time, I seems like my mind is starting to open and I start to feel the samadhi again. But just very shallow, like a sense seems like starting one to samadhi, like what I have forgot, like that I previously forgot. So, but I should not expect it or cling to it. I just do it in full attention right now in present moment and no expect anything. Is that correct, Ajahn? But it takes a more energy, mind energy.
You have to stop your mind from expecting, desiring. See, by chanting itipiso.
Yeah.
When you
And
chant itipiso and you become absorbed with your chanting, then your desire, your expectation will stop. Then you feel calm, peaceful, and joyful.
But when I read, it takes more energy because I must remember one by one times, two times, three times until 108 times. It really takes energy.
Yeah, this way will force you to have to focus more, to be more mindful this way. But the best way is not to read, is to memorize and then read it in your mind.
Yes, I read in my mind, not read in
not in the
mind.
book. Okay.
Yeah, just in my mind and read just in my mind, and it takes more energy.
It will become easier as you keep on doing it. You become more proficient. Then it will be more easier for you to read it.
That is the right way.
Yeah.
Okay. When the Itipiso has done 100 times, so I use Anapanasati, right? But I feel sometimes when I start to Anapanasati, I start to doubt because I know if I actually I like to focus here, forehead. Okay, but I never said Ajahn, Theravada Ajahn said that we must focus the forehead. I never.
What do you focus on your forehead? That's the point. See, is there anything to focus on your forehead with?
Yeah, I like to actually. Before I joined to Theravada, I am meditation to forehead.
Yeah, but forehead. What do you do with your forehead?
Just one point.
One point and
one point.
How do you do it? Tell me, how do you do it? Look at your forehead. You close your eyes and then you
Yes.
imagine the forehead.
I feel this point. Just use finger.
You use your
Okay.
finger to feel it.
Yes, to feel it and remember the feel and just focus the feel. Focus until it will sharp, it's way more sharp until it's just a one point and no talk and everything cannot get in the game because I use this there is no talk, really no talk can get in, but I use anapanasati, there is very much talk get in, so I can drag away and back again and drag away and back again. If I use forehead, I cannot.
You use whatever makes your mind become calm.
Can I use it?
Yeah. It makes your mind become calm, have equanimity, then you have the 41 subject of meditation, 41st subject of meditation.
Oh, but I never heard Ajahn every Ajahn Theravada never.
Because it's not in the text, so we don't want to go away from the text. But for each individual, they might have a different technique to calm their mind. So if this technique is good for you, then you use that technique. See?
Actually, I easy to samadhi when I use my forehead, but
Okay.
sometimes forehead can cause headache. Sometimes if I get a little wrong focus, like it can cause the headache. But anapanasati, no, no cause headache.
So
Yes.
what should you do then? You cannot do both. Because one cause you headache, the other cause you not your mind to drift.
Anapanasati no cause headache, yeah, but there is too much thought
How about looking at your skeleton, looking at the skull instead? The skull is in your forehead too, right?
Yes.
Just visualize the skull. Close your eye and visualize the skull.
Yeah, I can see my spine.
But no, just on your forehead. Just look at the skull in your forehead.
Use forehead to see my skull. I don't know when I see my skull, I use what, but I just can see my skull.
Just close your eyes and just visualize the skull. See how it works.
But when I use, I must use no forehead, but this whole head, this whole forehead to see.
I don't know. I think I leave it to you to do whatever you like. Okay.
Can I do? And so yesterday I used to rising falling too. This rising falling, Ajahn,
Then you look at your chest. When you might see the rising falling, you look at your chest, your abdomen. When you breathe in, it rises. When you breathe out, it falls.
Yeah, but the but the nose are involved too. That is two objects. Become the two objects. I also tried going to the stomach area, rising, falling, but the breath is also involved here. The breath is touch the nose and the stomach rises, the breath out touches the
That's because you don't have enough focus. You have to focus on one point.
That means two objects.
No, your mind is just don't have enough mindfulness to force it to stay at one place.
Yeah, because I am still difficult to different them.
Okay. I think I have to leave you now. Okay, I'll go to somebody else.
Okay.
Okay. Next, Anthony. Anthony, can you hear? Please unmute your microphone. Where are you from?
Hello, Tanachan. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good evening, Tanachan. First time join a Zoom meeting. So
where are you from?
Oh, I'm from Malaysia, Johor.
Okay. Any question?
Any question? Still practicing. So I still cannot cannot get the samadhi, but I'm still doing the anapanasati
You have to train
daily
yourself
for
in
about an
mindfulness.
hour.
You have to practice mindfulness all day first. When you get up, start to reciting Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto
Yeah, Bhutto, 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 yes.
all day long.
I tried all day long.
Yes. And then when you
All right.
sit, and then you can watch your breath, and your mind can become calm if you have strong mindfulness.
Would it be good, Chan? I would like to ask, because I'm able to sit in the morning and sit in the evening or in
Yes,
the
good.
afternoon, no problem.
No problem. Sit as much as you want. You can. The
Yeah,
more you
but
sit, the better.
But I would like to ask: is it good to add in the walking in order to get a in order to be easier to go into samadhi?
Yes, you walk first and Bhutto, Bhutto as you walk. Or watch your food, watch your food, watch your feet. Stop you from thinking. And then when you come sit down, then you can watch your breath. Then it's easy for you to get into samadhi this way. Easier.
Okay, because I'm still trying to continue to do it. Because I only managed to do it once in one time when I think it should be very quiet that I can hear my heartbeat.
Okay, good.
So only one time, and until today already at least 1 or 2 years I cannot achieve that kind of condition.
Because you don't have enough mindfulness. So train more mindfulness.
So that would be the direction that I should go. It means that
Yes.
I should be able to hear my own heartbeat. That would be considered as a quietness, right?
Well, part of it. Sometimes you don't hear your heartbeat. It doesn't matter as long as you can stop thinking and become peaceful and calm in your mind. That's more what you should look for. Your mind become calm, peaceful, and happy.
All right. So
Okay.
I still continue
Yes.
with the current.
Yeah,
All right. Thank you, Tanajan.
You should continue practicing some mindfulness first. Bhutto, Bhutto. When you get up, start Bhutto, Bhutto. Don't let your mind think if you don't have to think.
So I'm using this technique of Bhutto, Tanajan. I'm using like something like Bhutto. Once the breathe in goes in and comes out, is considered one time. So I put it as 0, 1, 0 as in, 1 as out. So I will calculate it until every 60. I will go to the next. Every 60, I jump to next counting. Means that I count it until 60. I assume that 60 is about 3 to 4 minutes. Then
If
I jump.
if your mind doesn't go think about anything, then you don't have to count. Just watch your breath, or just recite Bhutto, Bhutto without counting.
Without counting, the mind go very far away. I don't know where
then
it
you
go.
have to count
So
first.
I have to count.
Okay.
So every time when I sit, if I don't count, it will go it will don't know
Okay.
go where. I also
Count
don't know.
first. But eventually you have to stop counting if you want to have your mind to become empty, to become still. Okay.
That count. Okay, Tanajan. Thank you.
Next, Lai Pei. Lai Pei. Am I calling you correctly?
It's Pei Tanajan. Thank you for.
Pei.
Hi,
Where are you from?
I'm from Malaysia. Second
Okay.
time. Here. Thank you so much for the opportunity to ask the question. My question surrounds managing or eradicating high level of anxiety. So when I sit down for meditation, it quietens down the mind and the heart. But once I'm out of it, I mean, due to various factors during the day, the anxiety comes back. So what would your advice be to, I think, number one, immediately stop it? Yeah. And then, what do I do then to quiet down the anxiety and the mind?
Just the way you used to do it. What did you do to quiet down your mind?
mindful meditation, breathing meditation, but I can't sit the whole day doing that. I mean, there are various things in life.
You can do it while you're walking, while you're doing something else also. You can recite mantra.
Okay.
Stop your mind from thinking.
Okay.
Only think about what you have to think, but other thing, don't let it think.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm hearing you say that when the anxiety arises, I stop it by just going back into the mantra and just focus on that.
Yes. Then you forget about the things that make you anxious.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. I think that's all. That's all about the question that you want to ask. I mean, nobody else. I don't see anybody else. So I think I'll go to Facebook. Kunla, you have any question from Facebook?
Yes, we have 8 questions from Facebook,ท่านอาจารย์ The first question from Mayday. Venerable Ajahn, I would like to know how to be mindful when we communicate with someone, so we won't lose mindfulness and won't speaking wrongly. Thank you.
You have to listen to who you're talking to. You have to be mindful with what you are listening and what you're about to say. This is mindfulness also. When people say something, just listen. Don't think about other things. Pay attention to what they say. Once when they finish saying, if you have to say something, then look at your mind and make sure that your mind doesn't react with anger or with any emotion. That's what you have to do when you deal with people, when you're talking with people.
Next question from Silva A. Dear Ajahn, good evening. Is fear a sensation in our body? If so, can we go deep into this sensation to get off this emotion? Thank you.
Again, come again.
Is fear a sensation in our body? If so, can we go deep into this sensation to get off this emotion?
Fear is not in your body, fear is in your mind. It's a form of dukkha or suffering caused by your mind being restless, agitated, and desiring for something. Desiring to live forever, for instance. And when you realize that you will not be able to live forever, then this fear will arise. If you want to get rid of the fear, you should get rid of the cause of your fear, which is the desire to live forever. By accepting that you cannot live forever, then you can die one day, sooner or later. If you can accept this truth, then your fear will disappear.
Next question from Lisa. What is the way to know where to draw the line between doing good deeds and having people take advantage of me? Thank you, Ajahn, from Israel.
It depends on how much good deeds you want to do. Some people want to do a lot of good deeds and they're willing to let other people take advantage of them. So you have to find the line yourself, how much you want to do and how much you want to prevent people from taking advantage of you.
Next question from Aurora Day. Venerable Ajahn, I am a beginner. May I know what the difference of Vipassana and Samadhi and how to practice it? Thank you very much.
Well, Samadhi is a practice to calm your mind, to still your mind, to stop your thoughts, to make your mind empty and peaceful and happy. This is called Samadhi. You do this by using mindfulness. Focusing your mind on one object, such as your breath. If you can focus on your breath only and not allow your mind to go think about other things, your mind will eventually become still, become peaceful and happy. This is Samadhi. Then after you have Samadhi, after you come out of Samadhi, then you can learn or teach your mind the truth about existence, that life is impermanent, that your body is subjected to aging, sickness, and death, for instance, that everything that you deal with or come into contact with are all impermanent. They come and go eventually. Everything rises and ceases. Everything come and go. Nothing lasts forever. This is vipassana, to teach your mind to see the truth of the nature of things that you are involved with, so that you don't become attached to them. Because if you are attached to them and when they have to leave you, you will feel sad. But if you know that they will have to leave you one day and you're not attached to them, then you will not feel sad. This is vipassana. The goal is to get rid of, using vipassana to completely get rid of all your sadness.
Next question from Kwan Lee Mun. Dear Ajahn, when we give more dana and charity, the quality of our life now and in the future will be good. But how about those who are very poor and cannot give any money? Will they be poor life after life? Sadhu.
Or they can give other things besides money. They can give their time to do community service, to help other people, to serve other people, which is similar to giving money. So there are other ways that you can do charity without having to have money.
Next question from Po Liang Soon. Can the result of meditation practice make us knowing our sickness in our body? Thank you.
Can you repeat the question again?
Can the result of meditation practice make us knowing our sickness in our body?
Oh, you don't need meditation to know that you're sick. Everybody know when they're sick, without having they never meditate. But if you have samadhi, you will know how to deal with your sickness in a way that will not cause you to have any suffering.
Next question from Melvin. Dear Ajahn, for depression patient, the Chinika cause is due to brain chemistry imbalance, and this causes difficulty to concentrate, especially during meditation. What is your advice?
I don't understand. Can you say the question again slowly?
For the depression patient.
Depression patient. Okay.
Yes.
Someone with depression.
Yes.
They cannot focus. That's what we call karma. See? You did so much bad karma that it caused you to not be able to practice Dhamma. So you have to strive harder to practice the Dhamma. Maybe first by reduce your depression. If you cannot meditate yet, maybe you can listening to Dhammatalks. You can do some chanting first. Then this will can weaken your depression and strengthen your mindfulness. Then eventually you will be able to meditate, watching your breath.
And the last question from Tin Jack. Dear Ajahn, thank you for spending time with us again, and I wish you well. The question is there a difference between mindfulness and awareness? Thank you.
Well, the word mindfulness is transferred from the Pali, the word sati, and it can be translated into many different words. Awareness, mindfulness, carefulness. These are all the translation that you can prescribe to sati. Sati is to be watchful of your mind, to control your mind, to take control of your mind by focusing your mind on one object. Don't let your mind go into different thoughts. Force it to stay only on one thing. This is awareness of one thing at a time. for a long duration if you want to calm your mind, to stop your mind from wandering or to go think about other things. So the English translation has different meaning. So it never really completely describe the word sati. Yeah. So I have to describe sati to you. Mindfulness or awareness or carefulness is to make your mind being aware of the present, being aware of only one thing, focused only on one thing, not many things at the same time. Okay, is that all the question?
Ajahn, one more question is coming. The question from Su Lang Ui. Dear Ajahn, thank you for your compassion to guide us. I have a question. The mind is very disturbed from seeing a photo that shows violence. It's difficult to unsee and the mind is agitated. I try to investigate why the mind is agitated from seeing violent image and would like to get your advice. Is the mind agitated because it challenges my fixed view that violence should not happen? What is skillful that one should do when the mind is very agitated? Sadhu.
See, your mind is aversion to violence, so it becomes agitated. So to stop your agitation, you have to use mindfulness, reciting the mantra Bhutto Bhutto or do some chanting, and stop thinking about the violence that you saw. Then it will be able to calm your mind. If you want to use vipassana or wisdom, you just have to tell yourself that in this world there are people like that, there are things like that, there are violence, and it's anatta. It's like thunderstorm. It's something that you cannot prevent or control or stop. There are causes that create violence. There are causes that create thunderstorm. So if you understand the nature of things, that they are beyond your control, then you will learn to accept it. Once you accept it, then your mind will become peaceful and calm and not agitated. Because this is the way things are. Like you accept thunderstorm, you accept the tornadoes, you accept the earthquake. Things happen, bad things happen in this world, and you just have to learn to accept it. If you want to not to be agitated, if you refuse, you will be agitated. You'll feel bad. You'll feel sad. Okay, is that all the question from Facebook?
Ajahn, one more question just come.
Go ahead.
Question from George Lim Tian Boon. Dear Ajahn, apart from mind, most people and books always talk about or refer to the four elements, that is earth, fire, water, and air. They always miss out the fifth element, that is space. Why is that? Why is it not meditate on the 5 elements, but always meditate on the 4 elements? Why not say 5 elements all the time? Thank you.
Well, don't ask me. I don't know. They have freedom to choose what they want to meditate. So if you want to use 5 elements, just use 5 elements. No rule that say you cannot use 5 elements or 4 elements. You can use 1 element, 2 elements, 3 elements, 4 elements, 5, 6 elements. So this is what you call free world. Everybody is free to do whatever they like, as long as they don't hurt other people, then they can do it.
That's all,
Okay.
Ajahn.
All right, I see Yanasami raise his hand. You want to speak, Yanasami? Okay.
Yes, hello, John. Sorry, I cannot turn on my video.
All right, Mr.
I've moved out.
Invisible, Mr. Invisible.
No, it's not like that. I just moved out of my house and I'm staying in a monastery right now.
I see.
And the Wi-Fi is very slow. Even right now, it's giving me signs that it's very slow. Like it's barely. I can hear you sometimes. It's cutting off. So I
Okay,
hope you
never
can hear
mind.
me
As long as
clearly.
we can hear you, it's good enough. We don't need to see your face anyway.
Okay, thank you. So yeah, I have a few things. I hope not too many. So there is this one tendency or habit that I have. Read. I like to read a lot and expand my mind into many different subjects, mostly related to Dhamma. And there are many books out there, and every time I come across a new book, I'm interested to add it. I have a list of books that like I want to read. But I have so far managed to suppress this tendency because I recognize that the practice is more superior, and even if I keep on reading, it's not gonna get me to the final goal. So, do you think how much is it an obstacle for our practice in reading?
Well, if you're
Like how
training
much is
yourself,
okay? How
if you're
much is
training
not
in yourself
okay?
in mindfulness, then you should not read anything. Just read Bhutto only. Watch your body. But if you haven't yet got to that point and you want to learn more about practice, then you can read books about practice. But it's like going back to the drawing board, going back to looking at the map instead of start walking toward the path, toward the destination. You stop and just take a look at the map. Sometimes you need to take a look at the map if you're not sure what you're doing or you don't know what to do. But if once you know what to do, then you should not look at the map anymore.
Yes, and this connects with my other question, and I think there was a question from Facebook regarding depression and like clinical depression when your brain is kind of working against you. And you said like listening to Dhamma talks and chanting will help in those cases when we just simply can't meditate. So I was wondering if also I can use reading as a way to, for these moments when it's hard to meditate. I also have a yoga practice and we call pranayama as breathing practice for those times when I cannot meditate. It's like backup. So do you think that is falls in line with the practice?
Well, it depends on what you read. See. Sometimes the more you read, the more depressed you become also. So you have to be careful what you read. But so you have to look whether this help alleviate your depression or not.
Yeah, I mean, at least momentarily, it doesn't eradicate it. But when you can't meditate, then what do you do? I mean, what's the next best thing? That's my question.
Once you are back to normal, then you continue on with your mindfulness practice. Come back to your mindfulness practice. In all posture, walking, standing, sitting, and lying down.
Yeah.
Just stick with the mantra. Don't let your mind run away. Lock the mind up with the mantra. Stop it from going into the future, the past, going to this person or that person, to this thing or that thing. Lock the mind up with the mantra Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. So the mind will become empty and become still eventually.
Yeah, but sometimes it's like the more you look at your mind, the more you can see that the depression is getting worse. It gets to a point where like you just can't
That's
watch your
because
breath
you're not
anymore.
reciting the mantra. See? The more you look, then the more the depression can multiply. So the way to to soften or lessen your depression is to recite the mantra.
Okay.
Okay.
So do some chanting and then use the mantra.
That's right.
To focus the mind,
Yeah.
not anapana.
If you cannot yet focus the anapana, you can use the mantra. Because the mantra is, you can use in all 4 postures. With anapana, I think you need to sit down to do it.
Yes, I can also do it when I'm walking. Sometimes I do like that, but yeah, I mean, it's possible. But sometimes I find, the mantra is easier than, sometimes it's harder to focus on the breath when you're feeling very depressed or down.
Yes, use the mantra or use the chanting. You can chant long verses or you can chant short verses. Like Buddhang Saranam Gacchami, Dhammang Saranam Gacchami, Sangham Saranam Gacchami, Dutiyampi Buddhang Saranam Gacchami. You can do this repeatedly. Or you can use just one word, Bhutto, Bhutto.
Okay.
Or you can use 3 words, Bhutto, Dhammo, Sangho. Or Anicca, Dukkha, Anatta. These are the mantras that you can use to calm your mind, to reduce your depression. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Tanajan.
Is this a monastery in Lebanon, or are you somewhere else outside?
It's in Lebanon, yes. It's like 20 minutes from my house. It's a Christian monastery.
I see.
Obviously, we don't have Buddhist monasteries here.
Okay. And they have allowed you to
quiet
live in
and nice.
seclusion. You can do your own meditation. You don't have to do group activities.
Yes, I'm renting. I'm like renting a room here. So it's like just a room in a nunnery. Actually, I live with nuns, but they don't have too many nuns at the moment. So they just rented me this room, and let's see how long I can stay here. I'm not sure. Hopefully
With
for the
food,
summer.
or you have to provide your own food.
They provide lunch, but I have to provide my own breakfast and dinner.
So what you do, you have to cook, or you have to go out and buy your own food.
I just make some oatmeal for my breakfast. It's almost like the same breakfast always. And at dinner, I just have like a sandwich, yogurt or something. It's pretty much like very simple, very quick.
In your room,
I buy it from the supermarket and just prepare.
In your room, they have this facility for you to prepare food.
Not in the room, but like on the same floor. Every floor, the building is like 2 floors or 3
Have
floors.
a pantry or something like that.
Yeah, there's a pantry. Every floor has a pantry, and there's a escalator connecting from the kitchen all the way to every floor.
Okay. Trying to stay as long as possible. Being
It's
alone is
facilities and.
But try to use your time. Spend most of your time on mindfulness. Calm your mind. Stopping from being agitated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. I see Vince Chua just came in. Huh? Vince, you want to ask a question?
Yeah. Hello, Ajahn. Let me think. Yeah, I think for the past week, I so-called enjoy to be with the knowing mind, because you can see the desire and mind state changes, everything changes. So I thought of enjoying it and give a lot of so-called energy, and I sort of like it. And one question is like, desire. It can hit you every time, right? Through your 6 senses, right? But I don't see. I still at this juncture, I still see desire coming a lot of time, come and go. But I don't see desire. I feel that there are some good desire, and then am I bluffing myself, or I don't see desire as a suffering?
Well, when you first desire, there's not suffering. You desire for pleasure, but only after, when you cannot get what you desire for, that's when suffering comes.
Okay. Or it's just because we just notice and let it come and go, so you don't feel that you're very attached to it.
No, you should tell yourself that desire will lead you to disaster sooner or later.
Okay.
So it's better to stay away from it. Don't let it lead you. Don't follow your desire, because it will lead you to this disaster eventually. When things don't turn out the way you want it to be.
But the desire of making merits, or maybe to pray to a Buddha is also a desire. So I thought
these are good desire.
Okay.
They are good desire.
It can be good desire too.
Yeah, good desire is okay. The desire to make merit, the desire to pay respect to the Buddha, this is good desire.
But it
doesn't do you any harm.
But there are so many desire that happens through your six senses, like you want to eat, drink, or whatever.
These are not good desire. These are bad desire. They're sensual desire.
Okay, so yeah, so I sort of enjoying it. Give me a lot of energy in seeing all those fun. Yeah.
Okay, no question today.
No, yeah, thank you.
Okay. Anybody else would like to ask question? You're allowed to.
Selva Kumar.
Selva Kumar.
Yeah, he raised his hand.
Okay, go ahead, Selva. Please unmute your microphone, turn on your video if you can. Can you hear us, Selva Kumar? Okay.
Raising. Okay. Okay.
Where
Are
you
you able to
from?
hear me?
Yes, I think your connection is slow. Your sound and your picture.
I am from India.
From India. Okay, you have any question?
I am from India.
Your connection is very bad.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I have one question. How to believe on astrology?
Astrology is not truth. It's useless. It's useless.
Because when Buddha was born, he was said he became a great teacher. So
It's
that's
not
also the
because
point of astrology, right?
It's not because of astrology that makes the Buddha great. It's his good karma that made him great. It's karma that you should pay attention to, not astrology.
But is the predictions saying in astrology, if it is correct, how do we proceed?
I can't. Your sound is bad. I cannot really hear what you say.
No, how do we predict astrology if it is working correctly?
It's very hard to understand what
Everything
you're
is a
saying.
pre-designed one.
Can you say what you want to say again?
Oh, is everything pre-designed?
Cannot make sense of what you say.
Pre-designed.
Cannot make sense of what you say. I'm sorry.
Oh, is everything? No, it is designed according to our previous karma.
No, I'm sorry. Your connection is not good enough to communicate right now.
No, is everything karma? Is everything pre-designed? Is everything pre-designed when we are at the time of birth?
Anybody understand what he said?
Oh, I don't understand. It's like his bandwidth is very low.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So we're not able to hear your question. Anybody else would like to ask any question? Kun La from Facebook.
One more question from Facebook,ท่านอาจารย์ Question from Jack Lai. Dear Ajahn, this is the first time I'm watching to your live. What is the purpose and the meaning of saying Putto Putto?
To stop your mind from thinking about other things. To stop your mind from becoming agitated, anxious, or worried. So this is the purpose of Putto, to bring your mind back to normality, to make your mind calm, peaceful, and happy, without having to spend any money. See? Normally, when you are not happy, you spend money by going to a movie, by going to a restaurant. You have to spend money to make you happy. But with Putto, you don't need to spend money. You just keep reciting Putto, Putto. Eventually, your mind will become happy. So this is the purpose of Putto, to make you happy without having to pay any money. Okay.
And he asks, what is the meaning of Putto?
Putto is the name of the Buddha. It means the one who knows, or the knower, which is the mind. The mind is the one who knows, the one who thinks. Anybody else would like to ask any question? Evie. Okay, Evie.
Namo Buddhaya Ajahn. How to do rising, falling in the right way?
I don't know. You just have to watch your stomach when it rises and when it sits. That's the right way. Just keep watching.
Just keep watching, rising and falling.
Yes.
What if the tip of my nose is still involved here? Should I throw it away immediately?
Yeah, you just watch only your stomach, not your nose.
Earlier, Ajahn mentioned seeing a skull with a forehead. Can Ajahn explain in detail?
Just close your eyes and visualize the skull at your forehead.
Yeah, I often do it looking at the inside my body, but with mind, not using forehead. Using mind to see. Is that correct, Ajahn?
Yeah, just visualize mentally. If you cannot do it mentally, you look at it first. Look at the picture of the skull, and then try to remember it. Then close your eyes, and then visualize that picture in your mind.
Yeah, but sometimes it like it show my intestines. I don't know. I visualize or not, but it sometimes can show to me. Is that really happen, Ajahn?
I don't know. Anything can happen and not happen. I don't know. Yeah. You have to see it for yourself.
Yeah, and seems like I have to choose one of method that's suitable for me is rising, falling, or forehead, or anapanasati.
Yes, it's up to you. You can try them all one at a time. Try this
Okay.
one, try the next one, try the next one, and decide which one is good for you.
Okay.
Maybe it's not the object. Maybe it's just your mindfulness. You don't have ability to create mindfulness. It doesn't matter which object you use. Your mind still keep running away.
Yeah. If I use anapanasati and forehead in 50% and 50%, can I use it, Ajahn?
Try it.
Just try it. Okay, because if I use forehead, there is no thought arise. If I use 100 anapanasati, there is so many thoughts arise here.
Okay, just try it and find out which one works for you.
Okay, next week I will tell to Ajahn.
Okay, no need to tell me. Tell yourself. You're the one who
asking Ajahn, is that right or wrong?
I cannot tell you sometimes what is right or wrong because it's outside of the field that I know, so I cannot say whether it's right or wrong.
I will tell to Ajahn what I feel if I use 50% in forehead and 50% with Anapanasati in next week. Okay, Ajahn?
Well, you don't have to tell me. If it works for you, then it works for you. You're the one who's supposed to know, not me.
Yeah. Ajahn is a teacher, right? I should report Ajahn what I feel.
No, you're here to ask questions, not to report anything to me.
Okay, Ajahn.
All right. Anybody would like to ask question, or we have two hands again? Silva again. Let's see how it sounds right now.
No, is everything pre-designed when we are born according to our karma?
Part of your life is predetermined by your past karma, but it's not fixed. You can change the direction in this lifetime. If you think you're going in the wrong direction, you can force it to go to a different direction also.
Okay, so like doing of more good deeds, will it
That's right.
supersede our bad deeds?
Do more good deeds and do less bad deeds. This will then change your direction of your life to a better destination.
So even if something bad is about to happen, will it be changed due to our good deeds in the future?
Sometimes not. It depends on how strong the past karma is, and how strong is your new karma to deal with the past karma.
So can we eradicate completely with the Vipassana meditation?
You can eradicate future problem.
Can we eradicate? Can we eradicate everything with Vipassana meditation?
Yes, but not in this lifetime, but the next lifetime, by not being born again.
Okay. So the present practice of Vipassana meditation helps to eradicate the past karmas, right?
Not the past karma, but it protect your mind from suffering your past karma. You will not feel suffering when you have to pay the price of your past karma.
Okay, even if it comes and affect us, it doesn't bother us. It will be as a memory, but it doesn't affect our mind.
Once you become enlightened, you rise above everything. Nothing can touch your mind anymore.
Okay. So how long it takes for a Sutapana practice to become
Depends.
a Sutapana?
The Buddha says 7 days for somebody, 7 months for another somebody, and 7 years for someone else. It depends on many different factors. Your past karma, your ability to practice now. So there are many different factors that make people become enlightened differently at different times.
Okay. So is it practicing of 10 paramis is enough for fulfillment?
Yes, you have to fulfill your 10 paramis by practicing mindfulness and wisdom.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Next, Anthony. You have a question, Anthony?
Tanazan, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, I would like to top up my question from just now, the meditation. So by doing the counting, so usually the ending will be when you meditate for a certain time, maybe about 90 minutes, the pain will arise. Definitely, it's very, very pain. So I continue to be mindful of the breathing and the counting, and to ignore the pain. Is this the correct method to get to the point of the samadhi?
Yes, you have to ignore the pain and not be disturbed by the pain, be distracted by the pain. Just keep watching your breath, keep on counting. And
okay, so it will. So this will lead to the
samadhi eventually.
This continuous of this practicing will lead to the samadhi, right?
That's right.
Tanazan.
Yes.
It's not to just when you reach until a certain point when the pain is there, and then you change from sitting to walking. So that's not the.
No, that's not it.
Which is the best?
Well, when you change your position, it means you're restarting your meditation again. If you don't want to restart, you want to continue, then you just leave the body alone and keep focusing on your meditation object.
Okay, so now I consider it's not successful yet because every time it's always the pain that
Yeah.
won that won now. So I still need to practice until I
Yes.
am able to ignore the pain until
That's
it's
right.
gone, right?
Right. Your
All right,
pain,
all right.
your pain is like a wall, preventing you from going ahead. So you have to smash your head with the wall, with mindfulness.
All right, all right. So all right. Thank you, Tan. And so I continue to practice this way to
Yeah.
that's the correct method.
That's
no?
right. Ignore the pain if you can.
Okay, but usually the pain you ignore for until maybe 100 minutes or 110 minutes. You definitely lose to the pain.
Well, that's because
would
you're not strong enough yet. Your mindfulness is not strong enough yet to go through the pain. So I have
Okay,
to
so
stop. You have to keep doing it.
have to keep doing it. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you, Tan Ajahn.
Okay. Sulan, you just came in, huh? Sulan. Okay, you want to ask a question?
Oh yeah, thank you, Ajahn. Yeah, so the advice that you gave last week about Sandosa, yeah, it was very helpful. Then so I have another question to ask, which is like about whimsical behavior. Like for example, like usually like suddenly we want to snap our fingers or we skip or we hop. So is that unmindful?
You don't have enough mindfulness to stop it. So, but you can start by keep watching your thought every time you want to do something, and you have to decide whether you should not do it. So you have to be mindful of your thoughts. Every time you want to do something, you have to decide first whether you should or not do it.
Okay. Because sometimes like the mind is feeling light, then I'll just suddenly hop.
Yeah, but ask yourself, why do it? What do you get from doing this thing?
Yeah. So I couldn't think of an answer. That's why I wanted to ask Ajahn, like, is that being unmindful?
Yes, it's being unmindful, and also maybe it's your old habit. This is how you make you feel good by doing these things. So it becomes a habit. But you should ask yourself whether it's really good for you or not. Maybe is there anything better than this?
Okay. Yeah.
Then you can do something else, like just being mindful, being modest, being
Okay.
not being a monkey.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Only move your body only when you have to. If you don't have any reason to use or move your body, then don't use it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Who else? Is anybody else? Nobody raised any hand. Yes, 2 hours already. 10 o'clock now. Maybe Punda, there's some more question from Facebook.
Yes, one
and
more
Alvin
question.
also. Okay.
One more question from Lim Kim Heng. What meritorious deed should we perform which can benefit our departed relatives who could have reborn as pet?
As preta. Well, you have to do dana, gifts to charity, and then you can then share this merit from charity to the departed. If you have monks in your area, then you can maybe give the 4 requisites to the monk: food, robes, medicine, and then you can then dedicate this merit to the departed. Okay, I think everybody is happy today. Everybody are content. All right, maybe it's about time for us to end this session. Thank you very much for your participation. I hope this meeting gives you some benefit that will help you advance in your practice. So in the meantime, please be safe, be happy, be mindful, and keep on practicing. I'll see you again next week. Goodbye for now.
สาธุเจ้าค่ะ
Sadhu. Thank you, Ajahn.
Sadhu. Thank you, Tangajan. Thank you, admin. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, admin.
Good night,
Bye bye.
Bye bye